If wishes were horses, beggars would ride is an English-language proverb and nursery rhyme, originating in the 16th century, which is usually used to suggest that it is useless to wish and that better results will be achieved through action. It has a Roud Folk Song Index number of 20,004. Lyrics. Common modern versions include, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride, if turnips were watches, I'd wear one by my side, if ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd be no work for tinkers' hands. A shorter version appears below. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride, if turnips were bayonets, I would wear one by my side. Origin. The first recognizable ancestor of the rhyme was recorded in William Camden's Remains of a Greater Work, Concerning Britain, printed in 1605, which contained the lines, if wishes were thrashes beggars would eat birds. The reference to horses was first in James Carmichael's Proverbs in Scots printed in 1628, which included the lines, and if wishes were horses, poor men would ride. The first mention of beggars is in John Ray's collection of English proverbs in 1670, in the form if wishes would bide, beggars would ride. The first versions with close to the modern wording was in James Kelly's Scottish Proverbs, collected and arranged in 1721, with the wording if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. The modern rhyme above was probably the combination of two of many versions and was collected by James Orchard Halliwell in the 1840s. The last line was sometimes used to stop children from questioning and get to work, if ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd surely be dishes to do. In popular culture, in Rudyard Kipling's 1919 poem The Gods of the Copybook Headings they denied that wishes were horses, the phrase is misquoted in the 2002 television series Firefly and the series finale episode Objects in Space in which Adam Baldwin's thuggish character Jane Cobb gets upset and says yeah and if wishes were horses, we'd all be eating steak. Star Trek Deep Space Nine Season 1, Episode 16 was called If Wishes Were Horses. Quoted in Episode 5 of the television miniseries The Forsyte Saga. In the episode entitled Things Fall Apart Season 6, Episode 21 of the television series The West Wing, Josh Lyman makes a reference to the poem while in conversation with a female campaign staffer who tells him that if media circumstances were different, their candidate, Matthew Santos, would have already locked up the Democratic Party's nomination for president. Josh responds by saying, if wishes, horses, etc. She erroneously attributes the quote to Bob Dylan by asking Josh, what is it from some Dylan song? Guys your age have this thing about Dylan. The rhyme was used in the original Season 2, Episode 9 by Joseph Morgan and Daniel Gillies. Elijah said if wishes were horses. And Niklaus continued beggars would ride. The phrase is used by the character Spike in the series finale of the television series Angel, when another character wishes to do more violence, Spike replies that wishes are horses today. The phrase was used by the Austrian musician Folko at the beginning of his 1999 single Push. Push. The pop music group Spin Doctors quoted the phrase in their 1995 song If Wishes Were Horses. In 1996, W. P. Kinsella published the novel, If Wishes Were Horses. This phrase is used by Patrick Jane in the TV series The Mentalist Season 6, Episode 3 when he says to a man who is being arrested for murder I don't suppose you wanted to kill him, but if wishes were horses, and all that. The phrase makes up part of the chorus on Larry and His Flask's song, Beggars Will Ride, from their 2011 album, All That We Know. The Canadian pop music group Sweeney Todd used the phrase If Wishes Were Horses as the name of their 1977 album. The phrase was used by Yuzo Aduba's character on Season 2, Episode 11 of Orange is the New Black, titled Take a Break from Your Values. Lucinda Williams has a song entitled If Wishes Were Horses on her 2008 album, Little Honey. Found in the lyrics of the song Dead Kids by the Mannequin Men on the album Fresh Rot, If Wishes Were Horses is the name of a Frank Rules mod for the video game Morrowind of the Elder Scrolls series, which adds the previously unadded ability to ride horses to the game. If Wishes Were Horses is a 2007 Hallmark movie starring Dick Van Dyke and Barry Van Dyke. If Wishes Were Horses was a song by the First Edition from their 1967 debut self-titled album. Written by the group's rhythm guitarist Mike Settle, The song opens with "If wishes were horses then beggars would ride on clouds of white stallions with bright fiery eyes." Notes: